What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Medicom Toys Mafex, the Invincible Iron Man. And so here we have the Mafex Iron Man posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's run through what he comes with. Iron Man does come with two different head sculpts. We do get the helmeted head, which looks really nice. And then we do get an unhelmeted head, which also looks really good. He also does come with two different face plates for his helmeted head. We get a more classic looking Iron Man head, which looks good. And then we have a classic looking Iron Man with the nose, which I'm not a fan of. Then he does come with two sets of eyes. We do have the blacked out eyes for the face plates. And then we do have one where his eyes are peeking out. He also does come with several sets of hands. We do get a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of grip hands, a pair of clawing hands, a pair of flat palmed hands, a pair of repulsor blasting hands, and then a pair of hands where the repulsor blasts actually go in the hands. He does come with his repulsor blasts, which do look really nice. I do like those. He does come with some jet boosters, which also fit on his feet. He comes with the jet skis, which are interchangeable. And he does come with his photon blaster, which looks really good. Other than that, Iron Man here doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at the Invincible Iron Man. And so here we have a closer look at Iron Man, and I think Mafex has done an amazing job with this figure. They absolutely nailed the classic look for Iron Man. Now, like I said, he does come with two different eye options for the back of his faceplates. We do have the exposed eyes where he has on him right now, and then we also do get an interchangeable plate where you can have it with the blacked out eyes. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of this look. I would rather have that blacked out, but I am glad that they gave you the option, so if you prefer the exposed eyes, you can have them with that, or you can have them with the blacked out eyes. It still looks really good. Really do like the helmeted sculpt, and I absolutely love the way they made this figure. He is glossy, and it's not like a cheap gloss either. He has like this premium gloss finish where it just looks spectacular. It captures the light very cleanly, and it just shines beautifully. There's so much love about it. It screams classic Iron Man, and they captured the look right here. Now, like I said, he does come with two different face plates. We do have the more flat face plate, excuse me, and then the one with the nose, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of the one with the nose, but you can see how the effect is done. The eye holes are completely empty, and then they just kind of expose the plate that has it underneath that. Having a look at the rest of the torso, it is a very simplistic Iron Man in terms of design. It is, of course, the design everybody knows and loves. I do like the way they did his repulsor, or his arc reactor. As you can see, it's actually catching my lights really nicely. And what it is, it's that it's a translucent piece with the yellow plastic underneath it, so it does give that light up effect, so that is pretty cool. And like I said, it's just the way my lights are catching it. If I cover the lights, you can see exactly how it catches it. So yeah, really do like that there. One thing to note is that they didn't paint these reactors either, which is a little bit of a shame. I would like them to paint those arc reactors right here on the side. Marvel Legends did it. I don't know why Mafex didn't do it. Maybe because they wanted to do this design and were unable to do it here, but yeah, it is something to note. Again, it's a very clean look for Iron Man. You can see it's very smooth. In the back, you can see all the musculature, which also looks good. And then, like I said, it just catches light very nicely with that sheen. He is wearing the traditional red and yellow, where we do have the yellow right here on his, what would be his sleeves, but they're really like this metallic fabric, I believe it was in the comics. And it just looks really good, really clean look here on Iron Man. Even on his gauntlets, you can see they did some panel lining on it, which brings out that detail really nicely, and it just looks really good. Even on his hand here, you can see he has his arc reactor, and I do like the fact that on all his hands, you can see the arc reactor when it is exposed. So yeah, really nice detail there. The only point of contention I have with this figure are these little side pieces right here. Now they are on a hinge which does move out of the way, but I am a little bit worried to break that because it's a very thin piece of plastic holding it together. I don't feel like it's going to break just by normal play, but you know, you might accidentally move it too fast or snag it on something and this might break off. So yeah, do use caution when posing him at the legs, especially getting these parts out of the way. Really do like the panel lining we have here on what would be his underwear. The shine on his legs looks really good, really nice finish, and the musculature is all there, done very nicely. Mafex absolutely nailed what comic book Iron Man should look like. And then we do have his legs, which also look really good. I have to give Mafex props. Whenever they do comic book characters, they actually do a very good job, and they nail it every single time, and Iron Man here is no exception. Just an absolutely glorious looking figure. If you're into classic looking Iron Man, this is probably the definitive version, and I really think this is one figure every Iron Man fan should have. So with that out of the way, before I get ahead of myself, let's actually get them compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Iron Man posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Iron Man posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Iron Man posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And so here we have the Mafex Iron Man posed next to the Marvel Legends Alex Ross inspired Iron Man. And for one final comparison, here we do have the Mafex Invincible Iron Man posed next to the Mafex Iron Man from Avengers Endgame. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at his articulation. Now Iron Man does sport a double ball joint here in the head. Now unfortunately, this is where I feel the figure is lacking. He really can't look up or down on this ball joint. That's about as much as he moves up and down. And yeah, that is a little bit of a shame. He can't even tilt his head that good. It does turn left and right, no problem. He does have another ball joint here at the base of his neck, which does let him look up a little bit further, but that's really terrible for flight poses. And moving his head too far forward, you pop the faceplate off. So yeah, his head is very limited in terms of articulation, which is a little bit of a shame. He does have a butterfly joint here in the shoulder, which is very good. You can see he brings his arm forward all the way. Now it does look kind of silly when you look at it this way, but it does provide a lot of range, so I do like that. It's a ball joint connecting into that butterfly joint, so it does pivot up and down, forward and back. It does swing out to the side to about right there, swings all the way around. We do have a bicep swivel working fine, double bend here in the elbow, a little bit restricted by his cuff right there, but you can actually get a little bit of movement depending on how you angle it. We do have a ball hinge here at the wrist, which does move forward and back. We can move that to have up and down movement as well as rotate on that pin. He has a very nice double ball joint here in the torso, which does pivot back, does pivot forward really nicely, side to side, no problem, and we get some slight rotation. He does have another ball joint here at the waist, which does lean back and forward, so he actually gets some really good range in that joint. Does turn left and right. He does have drop down hinges in his hips, so that does drop down, so his leg does kick forward very far. I do like that. Kicks back, not at all, just because of the way they sculpted his glutes. As far as outward mobility goes, yeah, he can do the split. Again, just be very careful with those side plates right here, because you don't want to accidentally snap those off. He does have a thigh swivel, which works fine. We have a double bend here in the knee. No boot rotation, but we do have a rotation here at his foot. A hinge in the ankle that goes forward and back really nicely. Then we have forward facing pin for rocker ankle, as well as rotating that to have a true rocker ankle. And again, these do pop off just so you can attach the jet skates. So really good there, forward facing pin, and then he has a toe hinge. So overall, some really good articulation on Iron Man, although the head is the only part where I feel like it could be better. I still like the way this figure came out. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Iron Man posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Mafex Invincible Iron Man posed for my final thoughts, and overall this is a very solid figure. I absolutely love this figure. It looks very, very clean, and for being a classic costume, it really translates very well into action figure form. The form that this figure has, it screams classic Iron Man, and I absolutely love the fact that we get options to display this figure with. If you're a fan of the flat mask, you can go ahead and display him like that. If you're a fan of the nose, you can pose him with the nose. If you like him having the eyes visible from his visor, you can do that. There are so many ways you can pose this figure. It's mind-blowing that Mafex was able to give us this figure, and it looks very, very clean. I do like the fact that he does come with the photon cannon, but a word of caution: if you are going to be displaying him with the photon cannon, I do recommend you display him with the provided stands, because that is a very heavy accessory, and over time it will loosen his joints. So do use the provided stands if you're going to have him displayed with a photon cannon for long periods of time. If you're taking quick photos, he can actually hold it without the need for the stands. But yeah, if you are displaying him for long periods of time with the photon cannon, I strongly recommend you use the stands, because there is a good chance you will cause his arms to loosen up beyond repair. Other than that, I still think this is a very solid figure, and I am really happy to have Classic Iron Man in my collection. If you are looking for a Classic Iron Man, he is going to be hitting HobbyLink Japan very soon, so if you don't have him on pre-order, definitely check out HobbyLink Japan to get him when he starts popping up, or you can pre-order him from sites like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. If you got this figure from a HobbyLink Japan, you did pay about $90 for this figure, which I think that's a fair price. He does come with a really big photon cannon, and this figure I think is worth $90, especially when you look at what he comes with. There's a lot going on with this figure, but if you pre-order him from sites like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store, you are looking to pay an upwards of $144. That is insane. I actually got him shipped for like $105, so them asking $144, that is a tough pill to swallow. But if you really do want this figure and you can't get them from sites like HobbyLink Japan or AmiAmi, definitely pick them up from Big Bad Toy Store. Just be expecting to pay a lot for this figure. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mafex videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.